hold on. Yeah, so remember that maintenance man? So he's like really going through it. Him and his kid are like staying in an extended stay. They're in between leases, whatever. He's a convicted felon. Did 10 years in the pen. So he's telling me he's struggling, don't have money, all this stuff. I have so much extra food, like extra food portions frozen in my freezer. So I'm like, hey, come pick up some food, right? So this nigga come over, he used a key to get in my shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he like, oh yeah, your door was unlocked. I'm like, not really, no it wasn't. Like, but I just, kind of skirt past it because I'm like, I had just come in from walking Ash, so I'm like, maybe it was. Like, I had to second guess myself. So I'm like, So we get to talking, and he's like talking about how he feel like he's marked, he's cursed, all this stuff, and I'm like, whoa, right? So he's like going. He's like, all this stuff is happening to him with his insurance. He was in a car accident in December. They not trying to pay for shit. It's like all this stuff like going on with him. He trying to, I don't know what the fuck. Like literally at this point, I don't even know what was true out of his mouth. So then he was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm going home to my wife and kids. And I'm like, wife and kids? Where did that come from? Mind y'all, we have been friends for like 5 months at this point, and he ain't never mentioned no wife and kids. He had mentioned the one kid. He had one kid from a past relationship. So I'm like, what the hell? And then I was like, why is that relevant to me though? Like, but I'm like, okay. So then I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, I know you fed. Go ahead, call the police on me. I know you working with them. Da 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 da. I'm like, so at this point, I know he tripping. I'm like, yeah, you need to go. And whatever key you just used to get in here, you need to leave that. He was like, what? Man, you don't even know fuck wrong with you, bitch. I start going crazy, y'all. I'm talking about going crazy, right? He like, matter of fact, come to the dog park with me. I want to show you something. And then Ash started going crazy. Ash started like fucking snarling, growling, all that shit. So I'm like, no, I'm not going up to the dog park with you. I don't go nowhere dark and shit. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I could really kill you right now if I wanted to. So I grabbed the leash, I grabbed Ashley, and I fucking sprinted out of my apartment. And I went over by the leasing office because there's no cameras on this property except by the leasing office, by the pool. So I went by the pool. And I was hiding, I was hiding behind a pillar for like 40 minutes before APD came, like. So yeah, basically I gave my,
See, what happens when you don't have 911? Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the spirit. It was going to be edifying. You Eves, man, y'all Eves are in for a hell of a rude awakening. Here's a video of this lady here. I mean, which she looks like a druggie, like a weed head. You know how like you have those welfare Section 8 chicks that just sit back and get food stamps and smoke weed all day. She gives me those type of vibes, man. That she's on some type of drug or, maybe she's a high weed head. Then again, she could be a working woman. Who knows, right? But, it's too common of a thing that you women, you sit back and you bring all this type of attention to yourselves because you're not circumspect. As the scriptures say that a woman will receive every man. Here, I believe she was friends with the maintenance man. And, ain't no telling they probably done something because the minute he mentioned that he had a wife and kids, she kind of seemed salty. And she gave that little nervous laugh like, damn, nigga, I ain't know nothing about that, which it ain't really your business. But I'm assuming that he was smashing because, when a woman say, oh, we're friends and this and this and that, either she friend zoned you or you clapping them cheeks. But regardless of it, she's telling the story of basically the dude, he wasn't wrapped too tight. And long story short, he was like, look, let's go to the dog park. And from that point, I guess she put two and two together like, damn, this nigga take my life, man. Because you got to understand, man, you Keishas, you Eves, man, you put a men through a lot of shit, and they're to the point they just ready to crash out on you at full spectrum. You know, because see what you do, you know, you play games with these dudes, you use them for money, you know, you send them on a wild goose chase, and then you play with their emotions, and then when they're ready to turn up on you, then all of a sudden, you know, you results of taking your problems to social media, which is what they all do. Okay, it's basically dry. I won't even call it dry snitching. It's basically snitching. And they have the license to do these type of ordeals for the simple fact because they have 911. Okay, now all that independent boss B, all that other stuff that you women come with, I don't need a man, and you black women are very opinionated on how you feel you should be treated and how a man got to worship you and bow down to you and meet your standards. All that shit is getting ready to go out the damn window. Okay, because these men, they ain't trying to hear that shit no more. Okay, they want what they want, how they want it, when they want it. And if you ain't playing ball, then hey, you can find yourself on a one-way train to the spirit world, man, to meet the Lord. And this is the time we coming into, man. As you see, she just literally broke down, you know, through the whole point. That dude invited her to the dog park, and he just basically said, well, look, bitch, I can kill you right now. What you gonna do? And that's the type of spirit that these men are getting in because, see, unlike what society tells you, you women, you can't overpower men. Okay, you have what they call, you have controlled power, meaning that you have a power that's given to you by an establishment. But once the establishment goes away, then your power goes away because you can't beat a man. Okay, I don't give a damn how physically gifted, how fast, how many martial arts, how many punches you throw. You will never be able to beat a man if the Lord put a special spirit on him, because that's just the point. You're the weaker vessel. Now, yeah, you may have skills, you may have physical skills, you may even be trained in a particular martial art. But at the end of the day, if a man wants to overpower you, he will overpower you. And your jab, cross hook, or your jab, cross left hook, or your arm bar, rear naked choke, that ain't gonna work on no man, especially if he's a real man. Okay, he'll get right up out of that and overpower you, man. Okay, like when I go to jiu-jitsu, or when I used to go to jiu-jitsu, you know, women used to go there just to be seen. You know, they know a few techniques, but they just really go in there to get put in certain submissions and have their ass in the air. But it's not really practical among them because they don't really know how to use it in a real life scenario. Okay, like the scriptures go into the Apocrypha, how a woman's defenses are screams. You know, so your screams and you being able to call 911 to get you out of a jam, that's just really what it is. And this is why you got all these black women walking around with 380s in their purses with guns on them, because they know they don't have no protection. They don't have the protection of a man. And why should you? Okay, there's many men you've called broke and dusty. Oh, nigga, you ain't got enough money to fuck with me, nigga. You gotta, just to get between, get in the bitch's underwear, you gotta take on 3 fucking dates. You gotta spend $300 a goddamn date just to possibly get some ass from her. And she may play you to the left because she's got like 5 other niggas she's dealing with, man. So men are at the point like, look, I'm not going out. If I'm going out, it's for me. You know what I'm saying? It's for me or the bros, man. And we go out and we contain our own unit. You know, I'll be damned if I take a bitch on a fucking date. It ain't happening. It ain't gonna happen. I gotta really like your ass to take you on a damn date. And if I'm going on a date with you, it's because of something I'm doing for myself, and you can tag along. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody taking these women out no more, because it ain't nothing gonna come of it. You know, she judges you on a restaurant. Let's say if I wanted to go to Chili's or something and have a nice cocktail and get a nice burger or something, she'll look down on you. Oh, you going to Chili's, nigga? What do you mean? Them burgers ain't cheap. Them motherfuckers like $12. That ain't no cheap date. And maybe I just don't want to spend $100 on you or $200 on you. That money can go to something else. That shit can go into, you know what I'm saying, helping, paying bills or investing in something or fixing my fucking car up, man. I'd rather do shit like that before I spend that much money on a fucking woman, especially a woman that ain't gonna be around for some time. You know, honestly speaking, it's just like, look, I'm cool with it. Look, let's grab some food. Let's go to the crib. I already got a bar at the crib. I got whatever liquor you want, I got at the crib. Shit, I got every movie app. Shit. I got Netflix. I got Prime. I got HBO. I got all that shit at the crib. Nice bed. Got some shakar. We can get some food. Hell, do what you do. But see, they want the thought of the thrill. They want the illusion of going. They want the illusion that comes with it. Well, you know, the same shit I can do at the crib for a couple of bucks, man. They want you to go out, you know, and spend money on their ass just to give you a kiss on the cheek and say goodnight to just to delete your number. No, ain't no free meals over here. And this is why men are getting fed up. They going their own way, or they going overseas and they're dealing with Edomite women or other nations, and they're leaving a black woman alone. So basically, you black women, you getting ready to reap all the negative energy you've put out there. That shit is getting ready to smack you twofold, man, fourfold. All right. So let's get a couple of precepts with real quick, and we'll be there. This ain't gonna be no long lesson. All right. Matter of fact, let's do this because you've sown nothing but wicked and evil into the earth. All right. So this is the book of Job 4 and 8. It says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And you black women have done nothing but sow negativity and evil into the earth, right along with your Edomite counterpart. Because if you ain't a so-called white man, the black woman don't look at you as anything important. You know, you ain't nothing but just a goofball in her eyes. She don't care about Jake. You know what I'm saying? Eve seeks the validation of the so-called white man, and that's just what it boils down to. You know? Let's go here. The book of another precept real quick. Recompense. Let me look that up real quick. Recompense. Tribulation to them that trouble you. I think that's in Galatians, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no. Nope, that's in Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. And it says here, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Okay, so Keisha, she's you know, she trouble. She's very, very fucking troubling, man. And what you're seeing right now is a how can I say it? I'm trying to pick a certain type of word, man. You know, then again, you know, it's straightforward. Basically, what you're seeing is Eve. She's getting ready to get what she's sown in the earth, man. Okay, the scriptures go into, you know, those that seek death and do find it. And you know, Eve, she lives a death style. You know, she's totally given over into Satan, so she's getting ready to reap that benefactor of dealing with the left-hand side, man, and it's coming back to hit her. This is why you have no protection. Okay, men are not going out their way to deal with a so-called black woman. You know, like I said, you know, recreational purposes only. You know what I mean? You do got some decent sisters out there, not to take away from those that's actually trying to do the right thing. You know, I'm not talking about among the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but as a collective, most black women, they're undesirable, okay? And honestly speaking, most men, they want to see you unalived. I mean, you had this whole thing, which they kept under the wraps. They mentioned that it was like 70,000 men that was pretty much plotting on women and their mothers and their grandmothers and their sisters and their aunts and their ex-wives and current baby mamas. You got a lot of men out here that's really pissed off about you women, you know, for the shit that you've done to them, you know, taking them to the cleaners and child support court, you know, taking their kids from them. They're not able to get tax returns, you know, committing adultery on them, stealing from them, all types of shit, man. They're pretty much ready to see you get destroyed out here. You know, and they're itching at the collapse of the society so they can find you and they can literally plow you down into the streets, man. Okay, it ain't going to be the plowing. Well, it's going to be the plowing that you like, but it ain't going to be on the terms that you like. It ain't going to be on your terms and conditions. Okay, they're going to plow you and they're going to plow you some more, like Elder Malcolm always say, when the cock carousel rides you. Okay, it's going to be outside your terms and conditions, which is going to make it that much more undesirable. They're going to have their way with you, man. And then after they're done with you, they may leave you for dead or they may just unalive you in the streets. Because, like I said, man, you black woman, you're too mouthy, you're disrespectful. Okay, you have no courtesy. You're not nice. You're not feminine. You're too fucking masculine. You're very opinionated. Okay, you speak out of term. You don't know when to shut the fuck up. And I mean, you go online and you give all these opinions and empty, vain opinions, and it don't mean shit. And then you got the audacity to say, well, what are we doing wrong for our men to not want us? Well, I'm telling you in this video, I just named a plethora of a bucket list as to why you're undesirable, but yet you would say, nah, that ain't what it is. Okay, well, shit, we can't tell you nothing. So, hey, like Apostle Gabar say, hey, what words can't teach, adversity will. And adversity is going to come in the terms of a physical punishment. Okay, because you see how this young lady, she just literally broke down. She broke down at the thought of this nigga wanted to kill her, because in her mind said, oh my God, how can that even happen? What the fuck you mean? You're a woman. You're the weaker vessel. Okay, you don't have authority over men. You don't have power over men. You don't have a say-so over men. Okay, and Esau have fed you lies, and now the reality is getting ready to set in. Okay, the moment that this system collapses, I mean, niggas are doing it already. They found one chick in a fucking suitcase, man. You know what I'm saying? And you wasn't going to that fucking luxury vacation that you want to go to. Like a lot of them are getting kidnapped in Colombia. You know, when you go to these different countries and shit like that, you try to go over there with that Houston, Texas, independent boss bitch, twerkaholic spirit. Look, men ain't dealing with that shit. They don't like that, man. You know, and then you wonder why you get kidnapped and put in a sex trafficking ring is because you a whore, man. So when you go to these other countries, these other men don't want none. They don't want no marriage with you. They see what you do. They see you twerking, hopping out at headlights, hopping out at red lights, twerking on headlights. These men see that, and when they get whiff of you, they want to feel you. Okay, you're not wifey. Nobody looks at the American woman as being marriageable. Okay, you women are totally deluded and delusional in your mindset to think that you are the prize or that you are the creme de la creme when there's other options to choose from. Men are going overseas and getting women, and they're not looking back, man. And you want to sit up there and shame these guys? Oh, they pick me's, they this and they that. No, bitch, you just not a desired choice. Okay, a woman's supposed to be friendly. Well, when I say friendly, meaning friendly to her man, she's supposed to be in order. You know, she's supposed to be soft-spoken, feminine, soft to touch, comforting, tell you words of affirmation. That's what the fuck men want. But you think that's weak to tell a man that because of your mindset. You've been programmed to think that you better than a so-called black man. And this is the reason why they're getting ready to unalive your ass, man. All right? Let's go from here to the book of Zechariah 14. Matter of fact, let's go here to Timothy 5, and I'm going to start at verses 6. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Yeah, because with Eve is always pleasure. It's always girls' night out. Oh, I got to go on vacation, nails, hair done. I mean, you do this shit every week just to go to the fucking club with a goddamn, with your lip poked out. And then you get mad because niggas ain't talking to you, but then when they try to talk to you, you make yourself totally unapproachable. You closed off to them. So it's like you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. So most people, when they go out, they just ignore Eve altogether, man. And we ain't missing nothing. You know, like I was going to work yesterday and I was in a parking lot. It was two Issacharites, man. And then I was walking and they was ended up like in the back of me. But as I walk, I could peep them looking at me. And they was waiting on me to give them eye contact, but I just kind of ignored their ass, man. And you could feel the spirit change because I'm looking at these Issacharite women. I'm like, okay, they got eyelashes on, they got all this makeup on, and they got all this weave in their hair, but yet the Issacharite woman can grow hair. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all are typical looking bitches, man. Like they got that Kardashian demon on them. And I just ignored them. I'm like, I'm not even finna even look at these hoes because I'm not finna even validate them and make them think they even got a chance of me even talking to them. I'm like, it's not even gonna go that way. Back in my mind, I'm like, the most thing you can do is talk less and do what you gotta do and get the fuck out. That's it. And they have to understand that, bro, because you can't pander to them, or you gotta let them know exactly what they are and what they worth, which is basically they're whores. And that's just what it is. Unless they come correct and clean they act up, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You know? But it says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. And a lot of you black women are getting ready to get unalive, man. And this is why the apostles have been going into the spirit of Isaiah 4:1, because A lot of these chicks, they living in their cars. They're sleeping in the stalls in Walmart. You know, they sleeping in offices. They go to the gym to take a shower and to do their makeup. But yet they'll go out and act like they're $1 million pieces when they ain't even got a place to lay their head. It's just like the pride, man. All right. Zechariah 14:2, it says, I will gather all nations to fight against Jerusalem, and the city will be taken. The house is looted, and the women raped. See, and this is talking about the women of Zion, man. Okay, you Negro, Latino, and Native American women. It says, and half the population will be taken into captivity, and the rest will be left among the ruins of the city. Captivity goes into them concentration camps, man. So a lot of you going to go in concentration camps, and they going to have their way with you. A lot of you going to get your doors kicked in. They going to have their way with you. A lot of them going to be dragged into dark alleys, and they going to have their way with you, man. Because remember, women outnumber men 7-1. So there's going to be a lot of ravaging in the time that we getting ready to enter into, because we're just in a dark time, all right? And you women, you have run your course. Okay, the gig is up. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody cares for your attitude. And the only validation you got is in your own mind through your delusions that you're somebody that everybody wants. But nobody wants to deal with y'all like that, man, unless they're getting sex from you. This is why a lot of men, they jump straight to the point. You know, they're like, look, I'll buy you a drink. First thing you do, you text a chick out the couple of days when you coming over to the crib. And then they get mad and go to TikTok and say, well, they don't ever want to go on dates. Well, why would a man want to go on a date with you? Look how you present yourself. Okay, you wear fucking skimpy clothes. Your cleavage is out. You got eyelashes on. You got the long fingernails. Like, okay, I'm thinking in my mindset, I'm like, oh, this is a harlot. Okay, so I'll, spend a couple of bucks on them, get something to drink, a couple of burgers or something like that, man. And hey, shit, come over to the crib. Because you do it for less any goddamn way. You sleep with the fucking local drug dealer for fucking weed, for bags of weed. So at least be courteous that a nigga offered you a burger and a shot of tequila and to come over to the crib and watch a movie and chill. At least you got that far. And that's really what Jake be wanting. Jake don't be caring about going out and spending money for what? Like, I'm going to go out and spend $200 at the damn bar or at a club just so a chick can entertain me, just for me not to go back home with it at night. That's a waste of my time. That don't do shit for me. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not spending my money on that. And if I go out, it'll be on my fucking terms when I want to do it. Not because of you. Or if I want to go see a good movie that I've been anticipating and just to have a companion there, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you may get invited. But if you ain't on no serious kick, then hey, it ain't nothing to talk about. And you're going to be just like this woman in this video. All right, it says, and I will gather all nations to fight against Jerusalem, and the city will be taken, the houses looted, and the women raped. All right, it says, half the population will be taken into captivity, and the rest will be left among the ruins in the city. All right, now when you go into the word grape, it's going to say ravished. Ravished, which goes into shakab, right? And it says here to lie down, to lie down, lie on, lodge, to lie of sexual relations. Woo-wee. To be laying with sexually, to be laying with sexually, to make, to lie down, to be laid. By force, man. And that's the spirit that these hooligans are going to be on. And they see it, and you present it to them. So it's just like, okay, well, you walk around like a hoe. Like Apostle Tar said, he said, your mom was a hoe and you a hoe. So that's the point. Niggas ain't taking you serious, and you're going to be just like this weed head demon right here in the video. Because you could tell she smokes a lot of weed. She just got that real dry look. Lips are black. Probably smokes cigarettes. And ain't nothing more unattractive than a woman that fucking smoke blunts and cigarettes and Black and Milds, man. That's the most masculine, fucking unattractive shit I've ever seen, is a woman that smokes. Let alone you drinking all the goddamn time. That's very unattractive, man. And you could tell by default she's not a bad looking woman. If she did something to her hair, you know what I'm saying? She cleaned herself up, put down the weed, got herself dolled up. She'd be pretty nice looking. But look, she's a fucking lowlife, man. Depressed. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in the crib, watching fucking, she probably watches anime or some shit. I don't know. Which I don't care about that. But you could tell she ain't got nothing going for herself, man. They just sit in the crib. I had an auntie like that. She'd sit in the crib and she'll smoke weed. This is my father's, my doctor little sister. She'll sit in the crib, she'll smoke weed, and she'll have multiple niggas in and out the crib. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there high as hell and drinking. And the crazy part, she wasn't a bad looking woman at all, you know? But she just destroyed in her mind, you know? Anyway, let's get another precept real quick. Let's get the book of Jeremiah, the 4th chapter, because this is exactly what we see in here. And that's why the scriptures say, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. All right, and that's talking about our women. And this is why Isaiah 4:1 is getting ready to come back in a magnificent way, man. Isaiah 4:1 is getting ready to fly off the charts, bro. I mean, women are going to be fucking flagging men down just to even be seen with them just for protection. You know, a lot of them getting ready to try to flock, man, especially when shit starts to hit the fan and the famine comes and all hell break loose and they see that we ain't touched and that we good. We got our faculties. We healthy. We vibrant. You know, men and Lord putting shit down out here, Lord's will. Hey, man, these women going to literally run over there to you. And you're going to, like Apostle Hart said, you're going to have to beat them off with a broom. Okay, they are already trying to come around now in a subtle way. These women, they're looking, they don't come in, boys. They shooting their shots low key, man. You know, a lot of exes getting ready to pop up. You know, a lot of baby mamas getting ready to try to make shit right. Hey, don't come around here. Hey, I already changed my number. Don't come. It ain't want nothing to do with you. If you ain't got this number, then don't anticipate on getting it, man. Unless it's the spirit. But don't come around here because we don't want you. Jeremiah 4, and I'm going to start at 30. It says, and when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? It says, though thou clothe thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou writtenest thy face with paintings, and in vain shalt thou make thyself fair, and thy lovers will despise thee, and they will seek thy life. And you heard what that dude told her. Well, basically what she was describing. She basically said that dude was like, look, I could unalive you right here, right now. He invited this chick to the dog park, bro. Hey, the dog park. He said, come with me to the dog park. Because the chick said it. She said ain't no cameras there. So you know she lives in the hood some goddamn where. Because if you was in an Edomite establishment, they got cameras in their apartment complexes or wherever they live. There's cameras every fucking where. You know, when you go out the building, you go in the building. Even sometimes when you go to the keypad and you put in the person who up trying to buzz you up, they do it digital now. They see your face and you got to call through a telecom system, man. And they'll buzz you up. But if you live in a damn hood, you ain't gonna. You'd be surprised that the fucking cameras even work at the building, man. The main building. I done seen cars get stolen out of fucking parking lots, and then they'll go and complain to the manager. It says, well, this camera, this property is supposed to be under surveillance. And like, we just say that to keep thieves out. Well, clearly you ain't kept the motherfucker out because they stole the car on camera and you ain't caught the motherfucker, man. So there ain't no cameras out there, man. It costs money to invest in an adequate camera system. And Esau ain't fucking finna put no money into no fucking camera to keep you niggas safe. So he already knew what the deal was. He could have put her in the spirit world and he would have fucking got away with it, man. You see, he walked in the chick's house. He had the key. He was probably watching her the whole time. You know, wait for her to get drunk and passed out and high. And he probably just going there and he probably just watching, just licking his chops like, okay, I'm going to get you. You know, these dudes are completely, they unhinged, man. They ain't getting no sex like that. Look, 80% of the women are sleeping with 20% of the men out here. So you do the math. So that's another 80% of the men that's not getting the adequate amount of intimacy from these women. And the crazy part about it is that they're showing all this shit off. Want to make you jump through hoops just to get something that 100 other dudes ain't already had. Men are like, fuck this shit, man. I can kill this bitch and then take it. And that's the craziness of this society, man. And it's finna be literally Mad Max on steroids, man. Just watch. And it's gonna come quick. Hey, shit can happen this year. Trump shutting down the Department of Education. Oh, man, you know what that's gonna do for the Jake schools, man? They gonna lose all type of money because don't let them lie to you and say, oh, well, the schools are being funded through the property tax. Ain't nobody fucking paying property taxes no more like that, man. Definitely not on no goddamn vehicle. Those programs are federally funded. So when they ain't got the federal money coming in, then what the hell you think they gonna do? They gonna close the doors on the schools and you're gonna have a bunch of YNs out here doing crazy shit like they're already doing. So it ain't looking too good for Babylon, man, all right? And I'm going to close it down. This is the book of Micah 7, and I'm going to start at 9. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause. and execute judgment for me, all right? And this is the spirit that the Israelite man has been in, okay? We've been taking this shit on the chin for the last 80 years, for the last 60, 70 years, man. Letting these women get away with murder, disrespect, you know, extortion, adultery. I mean, they've been getting away with it all to the point you even look like you want to smack a chick, they gonna lock you up, man. That's why during the time of the pandemic, the domestic violence done went up dramatically. Motherfuckers was beating the shit out these women, man. You know? It was to the point, Esau, they'll call the cops, Esau won't even show up. And 911 is getting ready to be done away with for good. So don't expect Esau to come. You literally be getting your ass beat in the streets and you can see a cop cruiser ride by and he'll keep going. Don't even get involved. That's when all that pride is going to go, because the Most High has to humble you people. And it says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, what is the Lord thy power? It says, my eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord's will you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.
Happened to me. Literally, hold on. Yeah, so remember that maintenance man? So he's like really going through it. Him and his kid are like staying in an extended stay. They're in between leases, whatever. He's a convicted felon. Did 10 years in the pen. So he's telling me he's
But yeah, how fucking better you entertain a nigga like that? So what the fuck you expect? See? Low vibrational, man.
I don't have money, all this stuff. I have so much extra food, like extra food portions frozen in my...
And Keisha like felons, man. Just to let you know, Keisha, she like niggas that's been locked up in jail. Okay, that's the only way she can feel some type of merit about herself is if she deal with a nigga that she perceived that got low self-esteem, lower self-esteem.
Freezer, so I'm like, hey, come pick up some food, right? So this nigga come over, he used a key to get in my shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he like, oh yeah, your door was unlocked. I'm like, not really, no it wasn't. Like, but I just, you know, kind of skirt past it because I'm like, I had just come in from walking Ash, so I'm like, maybe it was. Like, I had to second guess myself. So I'm like, So we get to talking, and he's like, talking about how he feel like he's marked, he's cursed, all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa. Right? So he's like going. He's like, all this stuff is happening to him with his insurance. He was in a car accident in December. They not trying to pay for shit. It's like all this stuff like going on with him. He trying to, I don't know what the fuck. Like literally at this point, I don't even know what was true out of his mouth. So then he was like, yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm going home with my wife and kids. And I'm like, wife and kids? Where did that come from? Mind y'all, we have been friends for like 5 months at this point, and he ain't never mentioned no wife and kids. He had mentioned the one kid. He had one kid from a past relationship. So I'm like, what the hell? And then I was like, why is that relevant to me though? Like, but I'm like, okay. So then I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, I know you fed. Go ahead, call the police on me. I know you working with them. Da 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 da. I'm like, so at this point, I know he tripping. I'm like, yeah, you need to go. And whatever key you just used to get in here, you need to leave that. He was like, what? Man, you don't even know fuck wrong with you, bitch. I start going crazy, y'all. I'm talking about going crazy, right? He like, matter of fact, come up to the dog park with me. I want to show you something. And then Ash started going crazy. Ash started like fucking snarling, growling, all that shit. So I'm like, no, I'm not going up to the dog park with you. I don't go nowhere dark and shit. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I could really kill you right now if I wanted to. So I grabbed the leash, I grabbed Ashley, and I fucking sprinted out of my apartment. And I went over by the leasing office because there's no cameras on this property except by the leasing office, by the pool. So I went by the pool, and I was hiding. Yo, I was hiding behind a pillar for like 40 minutes before APD came. Like, so yeah, basically I gave my